Hey, good morning. Good morning. This is Cammie C here, your impact coach with your impact moment for today. Thank you so much for joining me and for being a part of this time. I'm not going to hold you long, like they say, but I got some information I want to share with you. It's something that will encourage you, that will motivate you, and that will empower you. So go ahead, like it, share it so we can tap in. Invite somebody to join you. Invite somebody to join you on this impact moment where our topic is there a why? Is there a why? Welcome wherever you are watching this stream from. I thank you for joining me. We are talking about goals. So the reason for let me take that back. Not the reason. My purpose that I know is to help educate, motivate, and empower people to understand and to discover their purpose while enjoying the process of living it out. Right? And a lot of times aligned with our purpose is our what? Goals. Things we want to strive for, things that we are ambitious about, things that we want to make sure we accomplish in this thing we call life. Things that may be personally aligned with reasons, right? But there may be some things that we just want to do for enjoyment purposes. There may be some things that we want to fulfill for the sake of being able to do it and to say that I've done it. But however, I want us to focus on being intentional in whatever we are doing. I believe in being intentional. I believe whatever the plan is or whatever the goal that you set, that you have to be intentional and that you have to make sure that you are doing it for a reason. So our topic for today is there a why? Is there a why? So I've been talking a lot about goals. We talked about it with New Year resolutions. All of those things are great, right? You can set goals at any time. I want to put that out there. Anytime. It can be New Year, it can be mid-year, it can be after the year, whatever time that you feel like, hey, I need to refocus or I need to set this goal. This is something I need to work on. You can do it at any time and you have that permission. Do not limit yourself to set goals to a certain time of the year, right? But I want to encourage you because this is where most people are setting goals. Most people are saying, I want to make a change at this very moment. And so if you're wanting to make a change at this very moment, or if you're wanting to set goals or you have set goals, I want to talk to you about, is there a why? Is there a why? Goals only work when a why is attached to it. A lot of times the 8% that actually set goals, the 40% that actually set goals and the 8% that fail or that actually never accomplish those goals, what happens? It's because they don't have a why attached to it. They do not have a why attached to their goals, right? When you set a goal in place, when you put a goal out there, you are putting it out there for the intent of fulfilling it. But what happens a lot of times is we don't fulfill it because we don't stick to it. We're not committed to it. We're not unwavering in our process and our journey. And then guess what? After a while, when it does not manifest, when we don't see it working out, we do what? We step back and we give up. We're all guilty. Good morning, Mish. Good morning. Good morning, Tightrope. So we're all guilty of giving up on some goals. But what happens when you attach your why to your goal? A why gives goals three different things, right? But before we get there, you have to ensure that my goal is intentional, but yet my goal has meaning. We don't see goals fulfilled. We put in the work, but eventually we stop because there is no why and there is no meaning for why I'm doing this. We said it because we just want to do it. It's something that may be done by other people, but what is the real meaning behind your goal? What keeps you going to achieve your goal? What keeps you focused on your goal? So the why. Here are three things that a why gives. A why gives, number one, reasoning and purpose. When my goal has a reason and a purpose for why I'm doing it, it helps me stay focused and it helps me go through the process to fulfill it. It has to have reasoning and a purpose. Is this even aligned to my purpose? Is this aligned to something that I'm trying to be able to birth later on in the future? Is this aligned to some things in my life that I say, hey, in the long run, this is going to benefit me? What is the reason and the purpose? People sometimes create goals, for the sake of just doing it, and it's something that's enjoyable, or it's something that I got to lose some weight. But what's the reason behind why do you want to lose weight? Right? People set a goal to go find a job. I want a new job. I want to be able to make this amount of money. But what's the why? Is it so that you can blow it? Is it so that you can save it? Is it so that you can pay off debt? Is it so that you can have an inheritance for your children? Is it so that you can provide for your family? What is your why? If you don't have a why, if you don't feel the need to go hard for that goal and it doesn't have a direct impact on your life or those around you, then guess what? It's setting up to fail. Number two, a why gives accountability. A why gives accountability. It holds you accountable. That the reason why I'm going to keep going when it feels uncomfortable, the reason why I'm going to keep going when I feel like giving up, the reason why I'm going to keep going when I don't feel like doing this anymore, or the people have talked about me at work, or any of those things, because I have accountability. This is my why. Why gives you accountability for why you're going to keep going and why your goal is necessary. Your goal has to have a why, because it gives accountability for why you need to wake up every morning, or why you need to go to bed early every night, or why you need to make sure that you read this book to be able to learn and to grow, or why you need to make sure that you're enrolling in this class to be able to help you towards your goal. It gives accountability. It holds you accountable. And the last thing, a why gives long-lasting outcomes. A why gives long-lasting outcomes for your goals, in which it helps you be able to what? Fulfill them. It helps you to be able to stay consistent. It helps you to be able to go long suffering when you don't feel like doing it, but you know the value that it holds. So is there a why attached to your goal? Not just to be doing it, right? But why am I doing it? Why am I choosing to pursue this? Is it because of something? And it is whether or not it can be either because of a short-term goal or a long-term goal. It still needs to have a why. When you don't have a why, guess what? You're setting yourself up to fail. And you become part of that 8%. No, excuse me. You become part of that other percent that does not achieve their goals. Only 8% of the population that set goals actually achieve them. And you know why they achieve them? Because they have a why. The other percent, guess what? They don't have a why. And they don't care. They'll start something and stop, and they don't care. And you ask, like, what happened? I thought you were doing this. I thought you were going hard on doing these lives. I thought you were going hard, right? At one point, I remember myself even starting different lives, or I'm going to go live on Facebook. I'm going to do this, right? And after a while, I fell off because I didn't have a why for why I was doing it. Now my why is so I can educate, motivate, and empower, so I can help others understand their impact, so I can help others walk out their purpose to the fullest. You have to have a why for your goal. No matter how big or how small your goal is, it has to have reasoning and purpose, it has to have accountability, and it has to have a long-lasting impact. A long-lasting impact. That's what adds value to your goal. And that's what's going to help you ensure that you meet and accomplish your goal, regardless of the situations, regardless of the circumstances, regardless of the barriers, regardless of the setbacks. I'm going to keep going and I'm going to pursue it because this is why it has to happen. All right. This is Cammie C here, your impact coach, with your impact moment for today. I hope you were encouraged and I hope you were motivated to attach a why to whatever the goals are that you are working on for this year. Whatever your goals are, attach a why to it. As I always say, make sure you do what? Touch your heart, love a life, and give somebody a smile. And at the end of the day, make sure you choose. And I always mean choose. Like you're going to choose to find a why to attach to your goal. I want you to choose to make an impact. I love you. And until next time.